trapped in a haunted elevator. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we publish the scariest true stories from around the world. I'm your host. And tonight, S story is going to be one that many of you who have ever used an elevator can surely relate to. It's about getting stuck between floors with no way out and having to spend the night there. But this particular story is not like any other. You are in for a night that you will never forget. So make sure to watch till the end. If you love scary stories, click on that subscribe button because we publish new ones every week. Now let's get into the story. My name is Rachel. I am 24 years old, and this happened to me last year when I was doing my internship at a hospital. Our department was located on the 6th floor of the building. Since it was an old building, they had 2 elevators, which we called the red and the blue one. The blue elevator was kind of slow and creepy. It made this horrible sound every time it moved, so no one really wanted to use it. We all preferred the red elevator instead. It wasn't very fast, but at least it didn't sound like it would fall apart. On this particular day, I was working until late, so most of the staff had left. There were only 2 of us left. My boss, Mrs. Jackson, was going through some files in her office, which was on the 5th floor. At around 7:30 p.m., she asked me to go get her some water from the 3rd floor. I grabbed the empty glass jar and stepped into the red elevator and pressed the button for the 3rd floor. As soon as the door closed, I heard a loud creaking sound, followed by a jolt that made me lose my balance. The lights flickered and then everything went black. I started to panic. I pushed the button for the alarm, but nothing happened. I tried to call out for help, but no one could hear me. I banged on the door, screaming at the top of my lungs. I don't remember what I said exactly, but it was something along the lines of, "Help, please let me out." Then I went silent. I don't know how long I stood there banging on the doors, but eventually I calmed down a little and started thinking of a solution. I knew that my phone had a flashlight, so I turned it on and tried to look for something that could help me fix the problem. I found a small gap near the ceiling, so I tried fitting my phone in it. Unfortunately, it was too small, and the battery would die in an hour or so. That's when I noticed a small pen-sized hole above the light switch. I pushed it in, and it turned red. I didn't think much of it, just thought that it was an emergency button. The sound of crunching metal made me jump. I turned around and saw that the elevator was slowly moving upward. I hit the up button again, and it stopped between the 4th and 5th floor. I started screaming again, this time asking them to open the door. Then I heard footsteps. Someone was outside the elevator. Relief washed over me. Finally, someone was coming to help. A man opened the door and asked me if I was okay. I nodded dumbly, unable to speak. He helped me get out, and I walked to the 6th floor. No one was there since it was after work hours. I decided to wait until morning, since I was too shaken to work. In the morning, the hospital was bustling with activity. I told my colleagues what had happened the night before. Some of them were concerned, while others just gave me pitying glances and went about their business. I couldn't concentrate on my work and kept thinking about what had happened. Then Mrs. Jackson called me into her office. "I heard what happened to you yesterday. I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't mean to send you alone at that time." "It's fine, really," I said, though I wasn't convinced. She looked at me for a moment and then said, "Yesterday, you should have stayed in the elevator. Could have died." I was confused. "What do you mean? What could have happened to me?" "Sometimes it's better to stay in the elevator than to come out. People don't understand this, but the elevator is haunted. It has taken 3 lives so far." My jaw dropped. I stared at her, waiting for her to continue. "You shouldn't have come out. You should have stayed in the elevator and waited for the morning," she said. "Why? Why should I have done that?" "Because that's what the ghost wants. You could have died last night, but now you're in danger. The ghost won't like you coming out alive." "How can you be so sure that this is a ghost?" I asked. "There are footprints on the ceiling. Do you see them? They were left behind by the last person who got stuck in the elevator." I looked up and saw a set of tiny footprints on the ceiling. I had seen them before, but I had assumed that they were made by a bird. I didn't know that they meant something else. Mrs. Jackson leaned forward. "Do you want to know what happened to those people?" I nodded, even though I was scared. "The first person to die was a young girl who got stuck in the elevator while playing hide-and-seek. She fell into a coma and died. The second person was a doctor who was on his way to attend an emergency surgery. He suffered a heart attack. The third person was a nurse who got trapped while transporting blood bags to the 3rd floor. She went into labor and miscarried. All three of them died, and now their souls are trapped inside the elevator. I tried to process what she was telling me. A haunted elevator. Was it true? Did the ghost want me dead? If the ghost doesn't like you coming out alive, then why did it let me out? Because it wants you to suffer, Mrs. Jackson whispered. Once you leave the elevator, it follows you everywhere, waiting for you to go back in. When you do, it claims your life. Mrs. Jackson's words echoed in my head as I went about my daily tasks. I couldn't concentrate on my work and kept thinking about what she had told me. The red elevator beckoned me, promising both danger and intrigue. Would I heed the warning, or would I succumb to the ghost's deadly allure? Stay tuned to find out more. After work, I went straight home without stopping by the third floor to collect my belongings. I needed answers. As I raced through the crowded streets, my mind raced. Was Mrs. Jackson right? Was the elevator haunted? Had I narrowly escaped death? These questions plagued me. As I burst through the front door, I see a vase lying on the floor, shattered into 1,000 pieces. I freeze, my heart pounding in my chest. This wasn't normal. Was this a warning? A sign that the ghost had found me? Or was it just a random act of vandalism? Suddenly, a noise from the living room makes me jump. I freeze, listening intently. Was I imagining things, or was someone really there? My eyes dart around the room, searching for the source of the noise. Just then, I hear it again, a creak, a whisper, a footstep. My blood runs cold. Could it be the ghost following me? Or is it just my overactive imagination? My thoughts race. I call the police. Am I truly in danger? Or is this all just a figment of my stressed-out mind? As the night wears on, the strange occurrences continue. Unexplainable noises, objects moving on their own, shadows that seem to dance in the periphery of my vision. I find myself on edge, unsure of what to do. Just when I think it can't get any worse, I feel a cold presence behind me. I turn around, but there's nothing there. I shake off the feeling, trying to convince myself that it's all in my head. But as the minutes tick by, the tension builds, keeping me trapped in a nightmare I can't wake up from. I find myself inexplicably drawn to the mirror. As I stare at my reflection, I see a dark figure standing behind me, its eyes fixed on me with an eerie intensity. I turn around, but there's no one there. Just my own terrified reflection staring back. Is this the ghost? Has it come to claim me? I try to dismiss it as a trick of the light, but the image lingers, solidifying in my mind. Was Mrs. Jackson right? Is the ghost real, and does it want me dead? I find myself questioning everything I thought I knew. Reality seems to blur, leaving me trapped in a terrifying game of cat and mouse with an unseen entity. Will I be able to escape the clutches of the supernatural force haunting me, or am I destined to become another victim in its twisted game? Find out next time on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us for more spine-chilling tales. Until then, may you find peace in the light of day and stay safe from the shadows of the night.